Hello and welcome. Thanks for clicking on this video. I'm JT Zier. Today we are going to talk about disco music, one of the most exciting and influential music genres of the 1970s. Disco is more than just music. It's a whole culture built around dancing, fashion, nightlife, and self-expression. When people think of disco, they often imagine shiny disco balls, flashing lights, and packed dance floors. Disco music was designed to make people move, feel free, and dance together. It brought people from different backgrounds into the same clubs and spaces. This genre emphasized rhythm, groove, and a steady beat that dancers could follow easily. Disco became especially popular in urban nightlife scenes. It also helped shape modern pop, dance, and electronic music. Throughout this video, we'll explore where disco came from, who made it famous, and why it still matters today. We'll also talk about famous songs, legendary artists, and disco culture. By the end, you'll understand why disco never truly disappeared. Let's step onto the dance floor and begin! Disco music began in the late 1960s and early 1970s in major cities like New York City and Philadelphia. It grew out of underground club scenes rather than mainstream radio at first. Disco was influenced by soul, funk, R&B, and Latin music. DJs played extended dance tracks to keep people moving all night long. Many early disco clubs were safe spaces for marginalized communities, including Black, Latino, and LGBTQ plus people. These clubs allowed people to express themselves freely through music and dance. The music was built around strong bass lines and steady drum beats. Disco tracks were often longer than radio songs to allow continuous dancing. Early disco was about community, freedom, and joy. It was not initially created for fame or profit. Instead, it grew naturally from the dance floor. Over time, disco's popularity spread beyond underground clubs. Nightclubs were the heart of disco culture. Famous clubs like Studio 54 in New York became symbols of the disco era. These clubs featured advanced lighting systems, fog machines, and massive sound systems. DJs were just as important as musicians in disco culture. Instead of live bands, DJs mixed records seamlessly to keep energy high. Dancing was the main focus, not watching performers on stage. People dressed boldly to stand out under the lights. Disco clubs encouraged creativity and confidence. Many people feel accepted and celebrated on these dance floors. The music helped people forget their worries and enjoy the moment. Nightclub culture allowed disco to evolve rapidly. It also helped spread disco styles around the world. Disco music has a very recognizable sound. One key feature is the steady 4 on the floor beat, which means the bass drum hits on every beat. This rhythm makes disco perfect for dancing. Bass lines are usually groovy and repetitive. Disco also uses orchestral elements like strings and horns. Many songs include clapping, tambourines, and rhythmic guitar strumming. Vocals are often smooth and emotional. Lyrics frequently focus on love, freedom, and having a good time. Disco songs are usually upbeat and energetic. Many tracks were mixed to sound great in large clubs. Extended versions allowed dancers to stay engaged longer. Producers played a huge role in shaping the sound. All these elements together created the iconic disco style. Several artists helped define disco in its early years. Gloria Gaynor became famous with songs like Never Can Say Goodbye. She later released I Will Survive, which became a disco anthem. The O'Jays blended soul and disco influences. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes also contributed to the sound. These artists helped disco reach a wider audience. Their songs were played heavily in clubs before becoming radio hits. Many early disco performers came from soul and R&B backgrounds. They adapted their style to match dance floor energy. These artists helped bridge underground disco and mainstream success. Their influence can still be heard today. Early disco performers set the foundation for the genre's explosion. Without them, disco would not have grown as fast. By the mid-1970s, disco had moved into the mainstream. Radio stations began playing disco songs regularly. Record labels saw disco's popularity and invested heavily in it. Disco records started selling millions of copies. Dance clubs became more common in cities and suburbs. Movies and television shows helped promote disco culture. Disco fashion also became widely popular. Artists began producing music specifically for dancing. The genre crossed racial and cultural boundaries. Disco appealed to young people looking for fun and freedom. It became a global phenomenon. By the late 1970s, disco dominated popular music charts. Disco fashion was bold and expressive. People wore shiny fabrics like satin and sequins. Bell-bottom pants were extremely popular. Platform shoes helped dancers stand out. Bright colors and flashy accessories were common. Clothing reflected confidence and individuality. Fashion was part of the disco experience. Dressing up made going to the club feel special. Hairstyles were also important, including afros and feathered hair. Disco fashion encouraged self-expression. It allowed people to break traditional fashion rules. The style remains iconic today. Donna Summer is often called the Queen of Disco. she worked closely with producer Giorgio Moroder. Her song Love to Love You Baby was groundbreaking. Hot Stuff and Bad Girls became massive hits. Donna Summer helped push disco into pop music. Her powerful voice stood out in the genre. She explored emotional and dance-focused themes. Donna Summer won multiple awards. She influenced future pop and dance artists. Her music is still widely played today. She showed disco could be artistic and emotional. Donna Summer remains a disco legend. The Bee Gees played a major role in disco's popularity. They were originally a pop and rock group. Their falsetto vocals became a signature sound. Songs like Stayin' Alive and Night Fever defined disco pop. The Bee Gees reached massive audiences worldwide. Their music was catchy and danceable. They helped disco dominate radio. Their harmonies were instantly recognizable. The Bee Gees proved disco could be mainstream. Their songs remain cultural classics. They influenced pop music beyond disco. Their legacy is still strong today. Saturday Night Fever was released in 1977. The movie helped disco reach new heights. It starred John Travolta as a disco dancer. The soundtrack featured many disco hits. It introduced disco to people outside clubs. The film made disco dancing famous worldwide. It showed disco as stylish and exciting. Soundtracks sold millions of copies. Also, another one of the best Bee Gees songs featured in the movie is How Deep Is Your Love? It's an iconic ballad that's just as timeless, still getting played at weddings and parties. The movie shaped disco's public image. It turned disco into a cultural phenomenon. Many people discovered disco through its film. It remains iconic today. Disco produced many unforgettable songs. I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor is one of the most famous. Stayin' Alive by the Bee Gees is instantly recognizable. Le Freak by Chick dominated the charts. Dancing Queen by ABBA is one of those songs that'll be played at every wedding and party forever. Disco Inferno by the Tramps became a classic. These songs were designed for dancing. They featured catchy hooks and strong beats. Many became anthems of the era. DJs relied on these tracks. They are still played today. Disco songs remain timeless. Their popularity continues across generations. Disco wasn't just solo artists. Groups like Chick were extremely influential. Nile Rodgers and Bernard Edwards led Chick. Their song Good Times influenced hip-hop. Casey and the Sunshine Band also found success. They blended funk and disco styles. Village People became known for themed costumes. Their songs were fun and catchy. These groups made disco accessible. Group performances energized audiences. They helped disco dominate the charts. Disco bands shaped dance music history. Their influence is still felt today. Disco dancing was energetic and expressive. Popular moves included pointing, spins, and arm movements. Dancing was often freestyle. People danced solo or in groups. Dance floors encouraged creativity. Disco dancing didn't require formal training. Anyone could participate. The goal was having fun. Dance competitions became popular. Movies influenced dance trends. Disco dancing helped people connect. It promoted confidence and freedom. These dance styles are still recognizable today. Disco culture embraced diversity. Clubs welcomed people of different races and identities. Music brought people together. Disco created safe spaces. It encouraged self-expression. Many communities found belonging in disco clubs. The music promoted unity. Disco challenged social norms. It celebrated individuality. This inclusiveness was revolutionary. Disco's message was acceptance. Its cultural impact went beyond music. By the early 1980s, disco's popularity declined. Music trends began changing. Some people felt disco was overplayed. Rock and new wave gained popularity. Radio stations changed formats. Disco backlash became common. Despite this, disco never disappeared. Many artists adapted their sound. Disco influenced new genres. Its decline was gradual. Disco's legacy remained strong. It continued underground. Disco evolved rather than vanished. Disco influenced many modern genres. Dance pop borrowed disco beats. Electronic music uses disco rhythms. House music evolved from disco clubs. Producers sample disco tracks. Artists revive disco sounds. Disco grooves remain popular. Modern pop includes disco elements. The genre shaped DJ culture. Disco helped create club music. Its influence is everywhere. Disco lives on through modern music. Disco has experienced several revivals. The 1990s saw renewed interest. Artists sampled disco classics. Dance floors welcomed retro styles. Modern musicians honor disco roots. Fashion trends return periodically. Disco nights are still popular. DJs remix classic tracks. Younger generations discover disco. Streaming platforms help spread it. Disco's energy remains appealing. Its spirit continues to inspire. Disco is timeless. Disco matters because it changed music history. It promoted dance culture. Disco encouraged inclusivity. It gave DJs creative power. Disco influenced production techniques. It shaped pop and electronic music. The genre united people. Disco celebrated joy and freedom. Its songs remain popular. Cultural impact goes beyond charts. Disco helped redefine nightlife. Its legacy continues today. If you enjoyed learning about disco music, don't forget to like this video. Sharing helps others discover this history. Subscribe for more music education content. Comment your favorite disco song below. Let us know which artist you love most. Turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos. Your support helps this channel grow. Music history is better when shared. Disco deserves to be remembered. Join the conversation. Keep dancing to great music. Thanks for being part of this journey. Thank you so much for watching this video about disco music. We hope you learned something new today. Disco is more than a genre. It's a movement. Its music continues to inspire. Dance floors still feel its rhythm. Artists still borrow its sound. Disco's message of joy remains strong. Music connects us all. We appreciate your time and attention. Stay curious about music history. Keep exploring new sounds. Keep dancing. And we'll see you in the next video.